It's time for Coffee with Crochetpreneur. Welcome, everyone, and good morning. It is Pam Grice, Crochetpreneur, here to chat all things crochet business with you all. So I'm hoping some people show up today. We'll see what happens. I do see someone's here. Say hello. Let us know you're here. I did add the link to the comment section for you to join on screen if that's something you would like to do. And we're just going to talk about the crochet world. Oh, it just started snowing out. It looks so cold out there. You can see I have my fire going this morning. I have my trusty coffee. It's snowing. My dogs are barking. I'm not sure why. Outside. We might have some cows or some predators in the area. You just never know why they're barking. Good morning, Kathy. Happy to have you here. Again, folks, say hello this morning so we know who's here. The link is in the first comment of the video, and you can join live on screen, and we can talk about your crochet business stuff. How are things going? Right now is about typical when things start to take a slight nosedive as far as sales go for both designers and sellers, depending. I might sneeze. I apologize. I think I'm all right. Nope. Good thing I had my microphone right here. Okay. Plus, that reminded me to bring my microphone over here instead of having it over there. Okay. So, crochet business stuff. So, anyway, like I was saying, right about now is when things start to take a nosedive as far as people crocheting, people buying patterns, people buying at craft fairs, all of those things, unless you develop some sort of strategy for keeping people engaged and making sales. So, thank you, Kelly. So, what are your strategies? What are you thinking? Do you have some ideas on how you're going to attract people to your business, in the slower seasons? Also, before we get too far, good morning, Chanel. Before we get too far into everything, I wanted to remind you that the Crochet Business Summit doors are open, and I would love to have you join us at our free 3-day event, March 5th through 7th. We have 22 speakers, plus we have implementation time. We're going to be talking all about crochet business mindset. That's my favorite. Also, different strategies that successful crochet business and crochet sellers and crochet designers are using to make money in their business, to develop new revenue streams, to optimize the strategies they're already using in their businesses. And we want to share all those tips with you. So you can reserve your free seat at crochetbusinesssummit.com. I'm going to put a little link in the chat. How many of you have already reserved your seat for the Crochet Business Summit? Remember, like I said, it's free. I was going to talk about this yesterday and say, this is no condemnation. This is no judgment. This is an observation that the people who are most successful in the realm of crochet business are the people who actually pay attention to businessy things. They're not the people who spend all of their time obsessing about yarn and making. They have a sort of balance of understanding, knowing how to run a business, spending time optimizing your business, whether it's optimizing for SEO, optimizing for reach, organic marketing strategies, all of those things, the people who focus on the business side are the people who are going to be making money and the people who get reach. Now, it may not look like they're focusing on the business side because that's all behind the scenes, right? But they are. They're being very strategic and they're prioritizing working on the business side of things. And it's the people who spend all of their time in specifically crochet groups where they're talking about yarn, they're talking about crochet, they're helping other people test their patterns, they're making for themselves, they're treating it like a hobby and they're not treating it like a business. Those are the people who are going to struggle. So I want you to check in with yourself. This is a little bit selfish on my part, why I'm sharing this. Because when I am putting out information on the internet, you know, I have my podcast every week. I have this call twice a week. I share all kinds of things on my social media. I do all kinds of coaching in my programs and everything. And only about 2% of people who say they're interested in growing a business are actually engaging with those things. And it's not an algorithm thing. I really believe it's a personal decision to not focus on the business because focusing on the business is hard. So if you want what you say you want, you will do the things that get you what you want. And that means paying attention to businessy things. So you're already here. I know I'm speaking to the choir. This is driving me crazy. I'm going to put it behind my ear. I think I'm going to take some scissors to that in a little bit. I just want to remind you that you're here and you're focusing on business, and that really bodes well for the future and where you're headed. So congratulations to you and good for you. And sign up for the Crochet Business Summit. I want to see you there. Typically, we have between 7,000 and 8,000 people register for the summit. And like I said, a small number of those people actually engage with the content, which is really sad because it is really amazing, incredible content, behind the scenes stuff that you don't get anywhere else because people don't share those things. So sign up. It's free. Enough of that. All right. And forgive me, again, I still have this cold thing going on, so I have a weird nasally voice. Not sure when that's going to go away. All right, Kelly, I had a number of Valentines that did well based on foot traffic. I had a market for Valentines. I have another market March 1st. Fun. Awesome. I hope you do well. Kathy signed up for the summit. Chanel will be there. She's one of our speakers. She's going to be sharing some of her behind the scenes strategies for really engaging with her pattern customers and optimizing their experience. Kelly, I'm trying to create one pattern each month this year, but I already don't have time for February. I like your email about being overwhelmed and allowing grace. Can't do it all. No, you can't do it all. I had the beginning of the year. This is what I do to myself. At the beginning of the year, I decided I'm going to launch a pattern every week. That is so crazy. Especially, I'm going to do that. Especially considering I didn't launch any patterns last year. And so for November, December, I think I did that. I launched a pattern every week. And then I stopped because that's ridiculous. I can't do that while also serving my customers, serving my audience, doing the podcast, all of that stuff. It was crazy. So, we make plans and then we adjust based on what life looks like. And so you missed February. Give yourself a permission slip and move on to the next thing. Excuse me. All right, Kathy says, I did my first craft show this month, got a few sales, but did not make profit. I thought craft shows would be a good way to go. Okay, so you did one craft show. Everyone's first craft show is a big stinker because it's all about learning. It's all about like, okay, so let's just say you see people skiing and they're doing a really good job skiing and they're having a lot of fun. And you're like, I'm going to do that too. And then you get on skis and you promptly fall on your butt. Why? Because it's your first time. You can't expect that you're going to perform the way someone who's been doing it for a long time, someone who's had practice, someone who's been able to analyze what works for them, what doesn't work for them, what they enjoy, what they don't enjoy. So your first craft fair, even your first couple of craft fairs, are probably not going to be great. Use them as a learning tool to say, how can I attract people into my booth? Do a concerted debrief of, why didn't I make a profit? Was it my pricing? Was it my product line? Was it the people who were at the craft fair? Was it the weather? Was it my booth setup? Was it my pricing? Did I say that? Could be any number of things. And so figure out what you might want to adjust, try again, and see how that goes. So it's typically going to come down to your product line. What are you offering? Who else is at that same market, and who's the audience? So if you know who the audience is and you can build your product line around that, that's what I recommend, rather than making what you want to make and selling those things. And oftentimes people's first craft fair, they bring a table, they grab a tablecloth that they've had forever, and they throw it on top of the table, and then they lay their things out on the table. And that doesn't make an engaging display, and it doesn't speak professionalism, and it doesn't speak high quality, high value, and so we don't make sales. And so then we do something different next time. So I hope you'll use it as a learning experience. And if you want to share photos in my free Facebook group and say, ask for critiques, you're welcome to do that. Okay. Crochet Bouquet says, I am changing my booth for markets. I'm sticking to a color palette and specific designs to keep a more cohesive look. I want to look more like a boutique. That is awesome. So looking more like a boutique is going to raise your perceived value of your products, and it's going to attract more people. So that should be a good change. Kathy says, I did start to get discouraged, but I have to remind myself this is my first time. A lot of help from vendors. Everyone loved all my products, but did not buy. I do have another one in March. Okay, and no, springtime is not the best time for selling crochet. So depending on what you're selling, your market is probably going to be busiest from September through early December. And then after that, the sales go down a little bit. So depending on, again, your product line. So it's all learning. It's all data. All right. Does anybody want to pop on and chat? Do I need to share the link again? I'm going to copy. Hop on live. There's a link if anybody wants to hop on and chat. Okay, so I heard from Kathy and Chanel are going to be at the Crochet Business Summit. Who else is signed up already, or who else is going to sign up right now while we're chatting? Raise your hand. Sorry if I'm gurgling my coffee. It really is one of those days where I think I'm going to, Dana's going, yay! I want to ignore my entire to-do list. I want to go sit in front of the wood stove and finish a crochet blanket I'm working on. VO says she signed up. Crochet Bouquet signing up right now. Yay! Awesome. All right. Speaking of my to-do list, Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Oh, I need to do a brand critique. Sue Thompson, if you're here, I will work on your brand boutique either today or tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a full availability to actually get things done. All right, awesome. Sorry, just thought I would go look at my to-do list. What is everyone else working on today? So tomorrow we have our summit speakers are starting their promotions tomorrow. And so I'm getting everything ready for them. Some of them have donated giveaway items, so I need to add those to our giveaway page, our bingo page. So if you don't know, during the summit we play bingo. We have a bingo card that you can either print out or use in Canva. And based on how you engage in the summit, you mark things off. And then at the end of every day, you get to submit your bingo card, and we pick a random winner for various giveaway items. So on that giveaway, page, I'm going to be adding all the things that our speakers have donated. If you have a business that supports crochet business owners, like you sell stitch markers or you sell labels or pom-poms or something like that, and you want to donate to the giveaway, just send me an email at pam@crochetpreneur.com and we can chat about how to make that happen. Jenny is signing up. Yay! Renee says better late than never. Spring can be good on pace for the first month and 100K. So glad I got over my fear and jumped in. Yay! Chanel, I looked at what you just wrote and I thought it said I'm spending the day scheduling porno. I was a little shocked. So have fun scheduling your promos. And don't forget what I wrote in there. I don't know if you saw my little paragraph about if you send me a screenshot of your first email that gets sent out tomorrow, I'm going to send you a little gift. So, all right. I really took on board what you said, that to have a successful crochet business, you need to have multiple income streams. So this year I started teaching crochet and the classes have gone really well, I'm guessing. You're saying, Jenny, that's awesome. Great. Yeah, it's nice to have that additional source of income, isn't it? Where, you don't have to just rely on your physical product sales or just rely on your pattern sales. You get to have all these multiple ways that revenue is coming in. And sure, it's more work, but again, you're running a business. This is your job. And so as with any other job, your primary goal is to make revenue for the business owner, and that's you. So awesome. Cool. Okay, does anybody want to hop on and do coaching today? If not, I'm probably going to run and go do my to-do list. Go work on some things. I got up at 4 this morning. It's not my favorite. I woke up. I'm just going to be transparent. I woke up panicked about my retirement because my husband's retired and I'm not sure I'm ever going to retire. But I just woke up in a panic at 4 o'clock in the morning. I hate that. And then I got up and my husband was up as well. So the both of us were up. So Steve says, my wife is passionate about yarn, but I'm the one thinking about the business. That's great. That's a good team there. What are your recent thoughts on Ravelry from pattern sales? We get many sales from Etsy, but hardly any on Ravelry. So different business owners have different experiences as far as Ravelry and Etsy. Those two sites have very different audiences. And so you may have to consider SEO a little bit differently on both of those platforms. And whereas on Etsy, you list a thing and Etsy search does a lot of the work for you of getting that in front of the audience. I would suggest using some strategies on Ravelry to get your products in front of more people. And that might mean when you launch a pattern, you then share it into various Ravelry groups. You could do Ravelry ads. Getting onto the Ravelry Hot Right Now page is good. And a way that you can do that is to participate in like blog hops or have some sort of leveraged promotion as soon as you launch a pattern so that a lot of people go and get it at the same time. And that could mean you give away a free for 3 hours or a 50% off coupon the first day of launch or something like that. So you like drive all of this traffic. Going to the Ravelry free crochet pattern alerts Facebook groups and posting a link to the free pattern or a link to a coupon on the first day of launch helps to boost those sales right in the beginning, and that seems to help in the longer run with those same products. Those are some strategies. So definitely be sure to link the yarn company that you're using for your yarn, and then find the group for that yarn company and share the new pattern into that group if they allow that. That's one way to get your pattern in front of people who you already know love that brand's yarn. And then many other groups. There's like hat lovers groups and garment lovers groups and all of those kinds of things that allow you to link your new patterns in there. And I would do that. And also create a project for each of your new patterns and link that to your account. If you have a blog, link your RSS feed to your account as well. All of those things seem to help with Ravelry. Okay, great. Jenny said, I've also started writing up patterns of some of my crochet bags that I've designed and have also been learning to use Canva, which has made my social media posts much more professional. It all helps. That's awesome. So learning new things, implementing new things, getting started, that's great. I love it. All right. Anything else? This is a fun way to start the day, though. I like hanging out with you all. I also am super task oriented, so I do have, I got this little, I do have this like in the back of my head of like, oh my gosh, my to-do list. Let's see. Katrina says, I'm looking at starting a business next year. I'm very overwhelmed with the safety regulations. There's no way every crochet seller sends their stuffies out for testing. That is true. A lot of them don't. And that's a huge risk, especially if someone is injured with products. You're not going to be covered liably, or you're going to be liable if you don't get your things tested. And in that case, I would sell something else, honestly. If you are not going to be able to get things tested, and I don't know that you have to send out each of your products, as long as you use the same yarn and the same stuffing for all of your products. I'm not sure. So it totally depends on where you are, who you're selling to. So if you're in, I believe, the UK, really, really, really strict. In the US, not as much, as long as you label your stuffies that they're not for kids. I think you have a little bit of leeway, but again, I would check with the Facebook group if you're in the US, US Safety Compliance Facebook group. But yeah, that is an overwhelming thing, and it's expensive to get things tested, and yeah, I don't have as much experience or knowledge about that because I specifically don't make things that need to go out for testing because it's just, that's overwhelming for me too, and I just choose not to. All right. Okay, everyone, I think we're going to go today since we don't have anybody who wants to pop on camera. We are going to end a little bit early today so that I can go enjoy the snow and I can get a couple of things done and maybe take a nap, because this head cold and the snow and the cold and all of that has me feeling cozy. I want to go turn on my electric blanket and snuggle under the blanket for a while. So I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will be back in 2 weeks. In the meantime, I want you to, oh wait, in 2 weeks. Let me look at my calendar. Two weeks is, oh, that's the day before the Crochet Business Summit. So I will be back the day before the Crochet Business Summit. What was I saying? I'll be back in 2 weeks for more. Oh, in the meantime, A, register for the Crochet Business Summit. I want to see you there. And B, think about how you might be brave enough to pop online and get some live coaching, and we can chat about the specific needs of your business. So put on your brave face and join us online, and I want to chat with you. So think about that for 2 weeks from now. All right. Thank you so much, Kathy. I hope you all have a wonderful week and a wonderful day, and I will see you next Monday for Crochet Business Chat. Take care, everyone. Bye.